So why don't you take like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and just really introduce yourself to us. Tell us about the work that you've done that you're especially proud of, and a little bit of what you're doing now. So, if you want to encapsulate, you could try it. We couldn't do it. So yeah, it'd be great to just hear a little bit, like, how are you, and also just introduce yourself.
My name is Tony Cook. I'm a 30-year, believe it or not, resident of the city of Oakland. I've been a member of the Oakland Unified School District Board of Education. I served 2 terms from 1990 to 1998. Those were the years when the board was predominantly African American. 2 of those pioneers have passed away. Darlene Lawson and Sylvester Hodges left us most recently. David Anderson is still around. I'm still around, and so is Carol Tobert. So, and but at that time, since School Board District 7, School Board District 3, and School Board District 6 was predominantly African American, that it made sense that our focus was the achievement of African Americans. It was in my 2nd term, I believe, that the data said that our children were failing. I mean, literally. The overall GPA of African Americans was about a 1.7 or 1.8, which was the raison d'etre of why I asked then Carolyn Gettridge to initiate a task force to examine the reasons why. That from that grew 9 recommendations. What the press cared about was the one having to do with Ebonics. Its academic name is called African American Vernacular, because it was the premise of the 9 recommendations that our children needed to master reading, writing, and speaking marketplace English. We expected them to achieve in all the other disciplines. And that was where they were doing the worst, was around reading. The state already had a program having to do with speaking. Well, you got to read. So that commanded, needless to say, global interest. 20 years later, the educators and superintendents and politicians begin to say, hey, she's right. And there were other communities early that chimed in support. The Linguistic Association chimed in because it was the first time that linguists had an opportunity to sit at the reading table. They had been frozen out. So that's why they were supported. Several of, we got a $1 million grant thanks to the former governor and no, he wasn't governor. He was congressperson, Ron Dellums, Maxine Waters from the South. As we emerged from the Senate subcommittee with our testimony, we left with a $1 million grant that went to Cal State East Bay, it was Cal State Hayward at the time, to examine the issue more thoroughly. And that attracted a national group of well-known African-American educators.